Hey friend, welcome or welcome back to my channel, Maria the Truth. Ooh, y'all. Okay, I was about to shuffle again. I seen that comment somebody posted. They're like, why the need to shuffle so much? I don't know. I think it's just like when I begin a reading, I just start shuffling. But I did just shuffle my cards so I could be ready, because I know it could be kind of like off-putting when somebody's shuffling on camera because of the sound, and depending on which way you're listening to this, especially doing it on a wooden desk, or like you could be using metal or wood, whatever surface you're using it on, it could be kind of off-putting. So I did shuffle before I turned on the camera. Hopefully everybody is well. We are going to do a reading. We're going to pull one oracle card. We're going to read the bottom of the deck. And then we are going to ask 3 questions. Where are we? Where are we going? How do we make the best out of this situation? And we're going to clarify these. So let's just jump straight into it. Divine, where are we? Or not, where are we? Let's get an overall message. What's the overall message? What's the overall message? Ooh, we got a lot. We're going to put these back and we're just going to take one. What is the overall message? I actually put Vaseline on my hands before I started because I'm always out here with my hands ashy. What is the message, Divine? Ooh. What is the message? Yeah, I probably won't do that again. What is the message? Internet. Embrace the fact that you are the world and falling. Drop into the deep end of your soul. The internet talks about understanding how much more connected we are than we are separate. How the people that you cross paths with in the world resonate with you on levels that you may not even realize, because we really don't talk to them. But this card really talks about understanding how connected you really are with the whole of humanity. And then falling, drop into the deep end of your soul. That card talks about falling with grace. You know, each level of the spiritual journey, it could seem like you're falling, but you're rising, because each step down from out of the space that you're in is also bringing you into a rising in awareness. So it's not what it looks like. Looks reminds me of like when that story in the Bible where I can't remember who the guy was. Was it Peter? And he walked on water when Jesus was walking on water. Really about trusting and knowing that you're going to be caught. You know, you're in God's hands. So fall with grace and trust and have faith that you're going to be caught. You're safe, you're protected, and you're loved. So where are we? Ooh, the Hierophant. The Hierophant has some information, okay? You could be the person with this information. Somebody could be having some information on you. Just being that this is a detective here. I'm hearing spiritual investigation. Shadow work could be significant here. Yeah, I'm really hearing like spiritual investigation. So you could be doing like a spiritual investigation. You could be delving deeper into your spirituality. You could be sharing these things. You could be receiving these messages, consulting somebody to investigate spiritually or be a spiritual investigator. Where are we going? The Queen of Swords. Okay, so there's the truth that you hold. You're gonna be stepping into your truth and your authenticity. This is not necessarily emotional. This is the crown. Oh my God, I'm about to cry. I'm not about to cry. I'm not about to cry. You're communicating truthfully and honestly what it is that is just and fair. And it can make you stick out. It can make you stand out. Like, the truth that you're speaking is not, your truth is your truth, and it's not everybody's truth. Everybody can have a different truth, but whatever this is that you are going to be speaking, it is your truth. It is, I'm hearing a gift. This understanding that you have, this clarity that you have. Even the red on her lips. The red on her lips signifies power in her communication and what it is that she has to say. The crown on her head symbolizes royalty, and the crown chakra being open and clarity and being able to communicate with clarity what it is that you are seeing or feeling, what you are meant to speak on. The hair is significant to me too, because I was really thinking about going pink. I want to do something different with my hair. Like, I'm never brown. I'm never just brown. I've been red, like burgundy, blue, and now I'm just brown. I've been brown. So yeah, I'm ready to switch it up. So maybe next time you see me, I'll have some different hair. How do we make the best out of this situation? Oh, this is really... How do we make the best out of this situation? Ooh, we're getting two here. We're gonna keep one back. Just take one, the Lover. Knight of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. I'm literally trying not to cry so bad because this message. This is big, okay? We got the Hierophant, the Queen of Swords, and the Lovers. Okay, we're not gonna sit here and cry. Say the message, girl. Okay. Even the pink hair again. Okay. How you make the best out of the situation is you're going to choose. You're going to choose what's right for you, what feels right for you, what feels right with your soul. I don't know why I'm hearing the word transmute with this energy as well. Let's clarify these. What is the Hierophant? Clarify the Hierophant. And the Two of Pentacles. What is the Queen of Swords? The Queen of Pentacles. What is the Lovers? The Six of Cups. And the Wheel of Fortune is at the bottom of the deck. This is freaking beautiful. This reading is awesome. Okay. So the Hierophant clarified by the Two of Pentacles. I know what I'm looking at. It's really indicative of like shadow work and like balance. Like you're balancing the light and the dark right now. at this time, because you see how his shadow is in the back. You're balancing the light and the dark, and I believe like you're speaking on these things like, this is what we came for. We didn't come here to be all light. We did not come here to be all dark. We came here on a planet of duality to experience this life. And it is a balancing act. One of the best things we can do is communicate our own spiritual truths and go on our own spiritual journey, have our own spiritual investigation, so to speak, and share with others. That's what I was saying. Like, you could be the one receiving these messages, or you could be the one that's giving these messages. But I'm definitely seeing shadow work. I'm definitely seeing balance in this time between the light and the dark. Where you're going is the Queen of Swords clarified by the Queen of Pentacles. This truth, I'm hearing that, I'm coming out, I want the world to know, gotta let it show. And that's crazy because I'm wearing this, like, that's crazy. You don't even have to, what is it, like to peacock? You don't even have to peacock because you're just naturally gonna be peacocking. What you speak is coming from a grounded place. And you're beautiful. Beautiful, grounded, solid, truthful, honest, clear, authentic. Fair. Because there's a certain softness with this. There's a certain elegance with this. It's not, Queen of Swords in reverse is a bitch. We all know that. This Queen of Swords is fair and just with what she's speaking, but not overly emotional. You see how I'm crying? So it would be nice to get to this place. This is where we're going, okay? This is where we're going. Grounded, truthful, honest, fair, clear, just. How we make the best out of this situation is we're going to choose. And the Six of Cups clear. Oh, there's sunflowers on here. I'm not going to cry no more. I'm not going to cry. The sunflowers are a symbol of God's love. The last reading that I was doing, I think it cut short, so I don't think I posted it, but I was talking about how divine love is really the only unconditional love that there truly is. I believe people can love you, but they can never love you the way God loves you. And that just is what it is. So if you're going to choose to be in a relationship, you better know that. Because otherwise you're going to get your heart broken. But the divine is always there. Is there a frog here? I don't know why I don't know, I'm thinking about that frog and the prince. Like you've kissed a lot of frogs thinking they would turn into a prince, because look at the frog and then there's, you kissed a lot of frogs, maybe thinking that it was going to transform them into a prince, and that it maybe hasn't happened. But I think you know who to team up with now. And the choice is to, how to make the best out of this situation would be choosing divine love, your first love, the divine. The first love that ever loved you before you even got here on this earth plane. And that's the divine. The Knight of Pentacles is at the bottom of the deck. And the Knight is the slowest moving Knight in the deck, but the Knight is the most stable. What this Knight is building is sure to be a success. There is a really grounded energy here. And that's why you're going to look like you're walking on water. Even if it looks like you're falling, it looks like a magic trick, because what is it saying, like failing up? You're so connected to everything. You're so connected to the world. You're so connected to the divine. With the Wheel of Fortune at the bottom of the deck, and the Knight of Pentacles is behind that too. You're fated to win. You're fated to succeed. You're fated for this wealth that's coming in. Let's read internet. This is the second reading that I'm doing today, and I think falling was there and the Knight of Pentacles was there, and then it just showed up twice, so that's really significant. Internet. You are intertwined with everything and everyone, realizing that it's a small world after all. All of humanity is within you, and you have access to it all. From the most foreign to the most familiar, from blast to the past to those whom you aspire to have a future connection. Everything you need or desire is just a thought, keystroke, tweet, or Facebook post away. At the root of any pain you experience is the false belief that you are separate from your fellow humans. However, when you remember your oneness with the World Wide Web of life, you awaken to the reality that you exist in a unified field, and all of life is ultimately on your side. Allow this awareness to assist you in casting your net to reel in wonderful relationships, job opportunities, financial abundance, and solutions. The mantra is, I am at one with the World Wide Web of people, places, ideas, and possibilities. I am at one with the World Wide Web of people, places, ideas, and possibilities. And that's kind of crazy, because I met somebody today. Like, I'm actually looking for a new home. And I met someone just in passing, and they were telling me that their friend is actually looking to rent their home. And I'm only saying this because it speaks about connection, you know, and had we not been having that conversation, I wouldn't have gotten that piece of information, and maybe they wouldn't have shared it with me. Not to say anything's even going to come of it, but it's just a confirmation of the connection. As I'm looking for a home, I bump into somebody that's knowing somebody that's, you know, putting a home on the market, well, for rent, and they've been Airbnb-ing it, and they're only able to do it for a certain period of time, because then it's not really, you know, renting as much, you know, from this point until that next season. So they're looking for, you know, a stable renter. And I really think communication is really key, because there's something that I really realized by communicating with people, how much we all have in common. And it's not to say everybody at every single moment. There is something that connects us all, and it's definitely divine love, for one. But we have to communicate in order to see where we can find solutions, or somebody can offer us a solution, or we could also offer them a solution. And it's only going to happen by way of communication. When we open our mouths and we speak, the last reading was, a closed mouth don't get fed. You're not going to know if somebody is going through a similar thing, or has been through a similar thing, or has a resource that they can offer you, if you don't communicate. So you really can't be afraid of speaking about something that you need, because if you have a need, you could really be walking past somebody that could potentially put you in position to fill the need. I don't know, that was significant. And falling. What is overwhelming you? A new relationship, job, or life situation? All this change may leave you spinning and feeling disoriented and a bit out of control. Take heart in knowing that you are an infinite being dropping into the depth of your soul's ever unfolding nature. Wings are provided upon request to facilitate a soft landing on the solid ground of your spiritual essence. The adventure has just begun, so you can now explore a deeper level of your true nature and greater insight into your purpose for being alive. Remember, sometimes things need to fall apart before they can come back together in a new and better way. From this perspective, your challenge is to learn to drop into your depth with grace. Going deeper down the rabbit hole. I don't even want to really call it a rabbit hole anymore. I used to call it that, but it's really like you're going further in your spiritual journey. I talked about how this year marks the 5th year of me being intentional about my spiritual journey. I've been reading cards online. I started reading them on my Facebook, and then I was doing that throughout like my whole pregnancy. But I had already been, involved with tarot before that. I had bought my first deck when I was 20, and then I got pregnant with my son shortly after that. And it's really crazy how I got my first deck. Like, my sister had ended up getting arrested, not for anything like super bad. Like, the plate that we were driving with was a temporary plate, and we were pulled over and they took her to jail. And she's not a bad person at all. Like, this would never happen to her. But we just ended up going to, me and my cousin ended up going to a bail bond to get her out. And so this is no slight to her at all. She's an awesome person. She's an upstanding citizen. Like, this would just never happen. And that's what makes the story so crazy. Because had that not happened, I wouldn't have walked into that metaphysical shop that was in the same plaza as the bail bond. And I just moseyed on into there, just curiously. And I bought a tarot deck. Of all the things that was in there, I picked up a tarot deck and I bought a tarot deck. I was 20 years old. I'm 34 today. So it's been a part of my life for a long while. But for the past 5 years, it's been a big part of my life and my spiritual journey. The confirmations are mind-blowing. So what I do on this channel is I'm solutions oriented. So that's why when I do these readings, and I will be doing some different style readings soon, some pick-a cards. I think I'm actually going to do it tomorrow, because I have to go pick up the rest of my cards. But where are we going, and how do we make the best out of this situation is a more solutions oriented reading. Okay, I could tell you your story or what's going on with whatever you got going on, but you ultimately know that. So there's confirmation of where you are. There's giving some trajectory into the future of where you're going, and then let's find out how we can make the best out of this here. Okay, so right now there is some shadow work, some spiritual investigation that's going on, some balancing that's happening here with the light and the dark. Neither negative or positive. It just is what it is. There's balancing happening here. Where you're going is you're going to be speaking the truth from a really grounded perspective, a really grounded energy. And you're going to be showing your authenticity with this. And you're not even going to be trying to. It's just going to be. How you're making the best out of this situation here is you're going to choose. I'm hearing divine love. You're going to choose divine love. You're going to choose divine love. Maybe there's something that you have been working on for a long time, because I'm getting this Knight of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. There's like, maybe there's something that you were working on for a long time, or something that you've been putting your energy into for a long period of time, and it seemed like it's been so slow, but it was for a reason. Because that's the underlying energy. The underlying energy is slow and steady wins the race. So that's why when you speak, you're going to be coming from a very grounded perspective. And it may seem like you're new to the scene, but you ain't new to this. You've been doing this. It's just now that you're coming out. And this Wheel of Fortune at the bottom of the deck, my eyes just kept being drawn to it. It's like you unlocked something. You unlocked a new level. So whatever this is that you're doing, keep going. Have faith. Trust that you are connected to the divine. You are connected to the whole of humanity. This is beautiful. Now choose divine love. What is it that you love? What is it that you loved since you were a kid? What you've been loving for a long time? Something from the past. It's time to have faith. Just because it's been slow doesn't mean that it's not for you. All right? Success is assured here. Okay, I love you.